G'day. As a little boy, I sat in a time machine. The DeLorean here. Every boy's dream, right? I dreamed of going to the future. Be careful what you wish for, because now, as a man, I like stories about going back in time. Who doesn't? It doesn't seem like it would be impossible. But using a time machine seems clunky, unrealistic. But stepping through a portal, it could happen. There's stories about time slips, people seeing marching legions of Roman soldiers in modern day England. There's the great Somewhere in Time movie where he wishes himself back in time through sleep. And then there's the Twilight Zone. My all-time favorite episode, Walking Distance, written by Rod Serling, the great Rod Serling, who created the Twilight Zone and most of the stories. I think the Twilight Zone is a modern day grim fairy tale made in the 50s and 60s. This episode was made in 1959, a while ago now. In it, a man, Martin Sloan, 39, at an ad agency in charge of media, is driving across country. His car breaks down. He stops at this little gas station and realizes he's just walking distance from his old hometown of Homewood. So he takes a stroll up the road while the mechanics work on his car, and he finds his hometown exactly as he remembers it. Even in the soda fountain, the malts or milkshake, whatever he orders, still costs a nickel. And he doesn't see it like, oh, this is great. He sees it from the perspective of a businessman. Like, oh, you're going to lose money with those prices. Martin speaks of the long-deceased owner of the soda fountain, a Mr. Wilson. Then he pays his dime and walks out to the street. But the camera doesn't follow him. It stays inside and follows Charlie, the guy behind the counter, upstairs, opens the door, and Mr. Wilson is there, alive. The Bernard Herrmann score is chilling. What's going on here? Is it a ghost? Oh no, he's back in time. Walking down his old familiar street, he sees a little boy played by none other than Ron Howard.
Hi. Hi.
He goes to his old house. His mother and father are there. He follows himself to the park, which was based on Rod Serling's own childhood park in Bimington, New York, I believe, and that had a grandstand and a carousel as well. He then spots himself as a kid, Marty, and scares him away. Good job. Chases him on the carousel. The boy falls off, twists his leg, and then he just says, I just wanted to tell you to enjoy this time. Now, why would you need to tell yourself to enjoy a time when the boy seems happy-go-lucky anyway? I had a dream once that I was back in time during the filming of the sitcom Family Matters. It takes place south of Chicago, dangerous area, and then the camera pulls back, probably on a helicopter shot, because drones didn't exist in the 80s, and you see the Family Matters family home as like it's dusking in the sky. Beautiful shot. And I was there in the park, and I could see the camera zooming back like, I'm going to be in this shot. I could tell my younger self something when this is beamed, broadcast to Australia, to my very own lounge room. What would I tell him? To enjoy life, enjoy this time, enjoy the moment. But that message is only for the messenger. It's reminiscing. So older Martin thinks he belongs here. This is his memories. But no, as his dad tells him, there should only be one Martin here. It's the boy's time. It belongs to him. Maybe just one summer per customer. Great line.
Maybe there's only one summer to every customer. That little boy, the one I know, the one who belongs here. This is his summer, just as it was yours once.
And then, because he twisted his younger self's leg by chasing him on the carousel, he now has a limp when he returns to the future. I love when he goes back to the soda fountain. It's all like run down and modern now with like 60s music. The guy behind the counter asked if he got the wound during the war.
No, said Martin thoughtfully. As a matter of fact, I got it falling off a merry-go-round when I was a kid. Freak thing. The soda jerk snapped his fingers. The merry-go-round. Hey, I remember the merry-go-round. They tore it down a few years ago, condemned it. Then he smiled sympathetically. A little late, I guess, huh? How's that, Martin asked. A little late for you, I mean. Martin took a long look around the drugstore. Very late.
Little late. So sad. But it's the same ending, pretty much, as Burgess Meredith in Time Enough at Last, where he's the last man on Earth. He has all the books he can ever want to read, and then he breaks his glasses. Now everything's blurry. People think that's a tragedy, but no, he gets what he deserves. Everyone's dead. Why isn't he in mourning? Why is he even thinking that it's a happy thing to be able to read all these books? Yeah, he's a loner, and people kept bothering him before the nuclear explosion. But we shouldn't be complacent when you're the last man on Earth. And again, Martin Sloan, he tried to put in a claim to the past, and it was rejected, and that's the penalty. Now he limps. Older, but wiser in the Twilight Zone. Martin Sloan was played by Gig Young. Gig Young had a horrible ending. In 1978, he unalived his wife and himself in their New York apartment. He was an alcoholic, they say, and he was under the care of, what's that psychologist's name? The psychological care of Eugene Landy, that same quack that brainwashed Brian Wilson years later. A Beach Boys connection to the Twilight Zone. That's what we want here in the Boat Shed. A great guide on this and every episode of the Twilight Zone is, of course, Mark Zakri's, nah, just kidding, Douglas Brode's Rod Serling and the Twilight Zone. What's your favorite time travel episode of the Twilight Zone? I like it when the professor goes back in time to try and save Lincoln. Spoilers, he didn't. Thanks for watching. Maybe he'll look up from what he's doing and hear the distant music of a calliope.
And hear the voices and the laughter of the people and the places of his past.